Hi Leo, this is your reading for early spring. I'll be doing 3 readings today for the energy of Leo, and I will be linking those readings to a timestamp in the description below. So to go directly to your reading, just click on the timestamp that corresponds to whichever group you select. Feel free to listen to more than one if you are drawn to do that. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first group 1, is butterflies and carnelian. And group 2 is rutilated quartz and dream catchers. And group 3 is yellow jasper and crow. So take however much time you need. Feel free to pause the video if you need to do that. Take a deep breath, center yourself, and select whichever reading you'd like to hear, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi Leo group 1, this is your reading. This is the Carnelian butterfly group 1. And to start with, we're going to ask Spirit for some messages, 1 or 2 cards please, for the predominant energy of Leo right now. 1 or 2 cards please. All right, Leo. We are starting off with the Lovers card. So the predominant energy for you right now is regarding relationships. Not necessarily a love relationship, but certainly that is a possibility. This could also be a new partnership or just a partnership in general, not necessarily new, but perhaps one that is beginning to thrive. But some sort of a relationship, whether romantic or partnership in business, or some sort of any sort of an endeavor that brings you together with another individual. Typically this is a partnership of 2. And it is oftentimes the beginning of a new relationship or an existing relationship that is moving to a new level. So that's the predominant energy for you, Leo. Next, Spirit, could we have 1 or 2 cards, please, regarding an unconscious or subconscious factor that Leo is not fully aware of that is affecting this situation? A factor that's not in their awareness that is affecting this situation. For Leo group 1, please. Just 1 or 2 cards, please. Okay. So we have got the Death card. The Death card is the card that we got for the factor that is not in your direct awareness right now. So this is something that you may not be entirely aware of. The Death card is, in this case, with regard to this predominant energy of a relationship, the Death card is saying that there's something else that's going to have to fall away, something else that's going to have to be removed, something else that's going to have to be let go of, something else that's going to have to basically die, to move out of the way in order to make room for this relationship to come in, to expand, whatever the energy of this burgeoning, blossoming relationship is. Something else is going to have to drop away to make room for this. That something else might be another individual. That something else might be another relationship. That something else might be just an attitude, perhaps, that needs to be dropped or let go of. That may be an attitude of not being enough, not feeling that you're worthy, or an attitude that this other person is not the right fit for you, regardless of whether that's a romantic fit or a business fit or whatever sort of relationship this is. But something in your, not really in your awareness right now, you're not entirely aware of this, is going to need to be out of the picture before this is going to be able to manifest this relationship or this next level in this relationship. So Spirit, if we could please get 1 or 2 cards for Leo Group 1, factor that is in their awareness that's affecting this situation as well. Okay, so we got the King of Wands. The King of Wands for this. The King of Wands deals with a mastery of your either creativity or the action in your life, or sometimes it can deal with ideas, but not so much just the thought of something or the idea of something, but actually putting an idea into practice and into bringing it to reality. So this card is likely saying that you are aware of this relationship, and you are hoping to take it to this next level, or to begin this relationship, or to really bring it into your, not just in your awareness. I feel like right now it's kind of in your awareness. It's kind of in maybe, you know, sort of the desiring stages, or the not really planning stages, but maybe more yearning for kind of stages. But this card is saying that you are really fired up about bringing this relationship into practice. You know, whether that again is an emotional or a romantic relationship or a business relationship, but you're really feeling like you need to take the steps to make this become a reality, because it has the potential to be really a very powerful situation for you and for the other individual involved. So, Spirit, can we please get 1 or 2 cards for Leo Group 1 with regard to what action they might be guided to take right now? An action that they may be guided to take with regard to this situation, please. Leo Group 1, 1 or 2 cards. Action for Leo to take with regard to this situation right now. Okay, and so the card that jumped off the table is the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups. So this card is saying don't get too wrapped up in your personal desires with regard to this relationship, to the exclusion of the other individual involved. There are factors in play here that you may be only looking at what it is you want to get out of this relationship and not taking into account all the parties involved in this relationship. So this card is saying that when you do act, be sure that you look at all aspects of the situation rather than just focusing on what you want, because you may end up acting in such a way that it will actually drive a wedge in between you and this other individual, or it could just really sort of turn them off from the situation moving forward together. If you're not acting in a way that is inclusive for both of you. So this is saying that there's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of things that you want out of this, but not everything is going to bring you happiness with regard to the situation. If you're only thinking of yourself, if you're only thinking of what you want out of the situation, you might end up going about it in such a way that it might kind of turn things sour. So just, when you do act on this situation, be very careful that you are not just grabbing for what you want, and you are seeking to make this relationship something that is beneficial for both of you. And so, Spirit, could we please get 1 or 2 cards for the to give us messages on the outcome of this situation for Leo Group 1, please? Okay, so we got the 8 of Cups and the Empress. Excuse me. Yes, the Empress. The 8 of Cups and the Empress card. So, again, the Empress is cautioning against being too self-involved. She's got kind of a dual personality here. She can tend to be sort of overindulgent, but by the same token, she also can be very, very nurturing and very loving. So, I think that with the 8 of Cups here, this card can talk about leaving a situation, but in this card, it really looks more like this individual is just really, really enjoying this sort of a golden hour moment. So paired together with this Empress, I think that this is saying that the outcome of this can be really very fulfilling emotionally for you and for the other party involved, so long as you are careful not to be overly indulgent. Lean toward the side of nurturing each other, nurturing the other person in the relationship, and it will bring you sort of more of instead of being a place of just wanting all the stuff, all the feelings, all the good times right away, kind of go, this is sort of more of a kind of a glow, kind of a daybreak or dusk sort of a feel to this card. So basically this is just kind of saying, just sort of bask in the beginning of the light, or just the last moments or the beginning moments, just kind of those little fringe moments that let you watch as the colors develop, watch as things begin to morph and change and become something even more beautiful. So don't get caught up in being so, the Empress can at times be so nurturing and loving and wonderful that she wants to give everybody everything, and she really may sort of overextend herself to do that. So don't get to that point where you're overextended. Just, you know, bask in that watching the beauty grow situation or moments of the relationship, and your outcome will be just a very, very beautiful, very loving relationship, or, you know, a very successful, emotionally fulfilling relationship for you. So, Spirit, let's get some more clarification here for Leo Group 1. So for starting, let's get some clarification on the Lover's card here in the central position for the predominant energy, please. If we could get some clarification on the Lover's card for Leo Group 1. Okay, kind of an interesting mix that we got here. The first card that we got, I believe it was the first card that came out, is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords, it talks about winning a situation. However, it's almost like winning sort of an empty situation. It feels like in this situation, in this particular position, and with regard to the relationship of these two cards. I mean, the Lover's card is kind of a card of unadulterated, you know, unfiltered love, whereas the Five of Swords is, it's almost more of a card of gloating, if you will. So again, I'm kind of getting the message that you need to be very, very careful about how you go about this relationship so that you are not being selfish about it. And the Six of Pentacles also can speak of that. The Six of Pentacles can talk about choosing who to give to. So this card, I believe, is saying, you know, be sure that you choose to give to the other individual as much as you choose to give to yourself in this relationship. And assuming that you heed these cards, you know, the other cards that we got are the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. And so these two cards speak of a very fulfilling relationship. The Ace of Pentacles is kind of the beginning of a very fruitful relationship, fruitful in sort of the material way. And so that can speak of a relationship that is monetarily fruitful. So it could be something that can bring about some wealth and stability for you. Again, also we've got some other pentacles here, so this could definitely be speaking of the material world. But then we've also got the Swords cards. We've got the Queen of Swords and we've got the Five of Swords here. And the Swords kind of deal more with ideas. They deal more with the mental realm. But the Five of Swords, again, is kind of a sort of a gloating energy, whereas the Queen of Swords is somebody who is very, has a great command of their intellect, their ideas, and they know how to bring ideas to fruition so that they benefit everyone. So again, you know, these two cards are saying that, assuming that you go about this fairly and you include all parties equally or fairly in bringing this relationship forward, you will come, you know, this will become an energy where there is the start of an abundant relationship, and also some bringing forth some visionary ideas, very, very fruitful ideas, or fulfilling kind of a vision that you have for this relationship. Spirit, could you please give us some clarification on the Death card here in the unconscious position or subconscious position here. Clarification on the death card, please, for Leo Group 1. Okay, well, this is really, really powerful. Wow. Wow. Okay, we originally got the Death card, which is one of the major arcana. Now, in clarification of that, we've gotten the Hierophant, also major, the Star, major, the Emperor, major, and the Hanged Man. All major arcana cards, 5 major arcana cards. So, some things that I see going on here. The Emperor and the Hierophant both deal with very, very powerful energies. Very powerful energies. So, a couple of possibilities with this. This energy that needs to fall away may be an actual individual who is kind of overbearing, who's a very powerful energy, maybe has got you under their thumb. Or it could be a situation that has to deal with perhaps some sort of a contract or a binding agreement or something that has you bound to this energy. Maybe you've got a lot of money invested in something that you're going to need to get out from under. The other cards that we got here, the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man, a couple of things this could be saying. This could be saying that whatever this energy is that's kind of keeping you stuck here, you put yourself in this energy. So this may be, again, something that you invested in originally, or an agreement that you entered into, a contract that you took on. It could even be like a marriage. This was something that you entered into willingly, and in order to get out of it, it's going to require some willpower and some patience, and perhaps some sacrifice on your behalf. So if this is perhaps some sort of an investment, you may end up losing some money. If this is, a marriage or a partnership, it may be kind of sticky to get out of it. But again, the energy of this card is saying that the way you're going to get out of it, the best way you're going to get out of this situation or make this situation fall away is by being patient. Not really, don't push, don't try and rush things with this. Let it kind of work its way out. I'm feeling that these 3 cards, the Death card, the Emperor, and the Hierophant, are all very, very powerful energies that they got a hold on you to a certain extent. You can change that, but it's going to take some patience. It may take some sacrifice. So you just need to be aware of that. But the other card that we got is the Star card, and the Star is saying that with putting in the work, by doing what needs to be done, by being patient and letting the energies grow and develop naturally, you can come to a place, and in fact you will come to a place where all of the, this is a card of your dreams being realized. I don't know that in this case I would necessarily call it your dreams being realized, but I think that what you are hoping to accomplish here, be it, extricate yourself from whatever this situation is and let this situation drop away, that will happen, that will manifest, that will come. It might come in a bit of a dark place. Again, we might have to do some sacrificing here to get away from this situation. It may not look like the best place to be when it does get resolved, but this star is not as bright as the sun, but it is certainly a bright spot, and it is illuminating a path forward for you. So, you know, that's going to resolve itself. It may be a little tricky, but it will. So Spirit, if we could please have some clarification on the King of Wands, please, in the known factors position here for Leo Group 1. Clarification on the King of Wands. Okay. Okay, so what we got here is the Page of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. So the Page of Wands is a very youthful energy, perhaps even a little impulsive at times, but it is an energy that is very optimistic, just tremendously optimistic. And so, you know, I think that this card is saying that you, again, you know that you need to take steps, and that this will be, you want this to be a relationship that works out. Or whatever the relationship is, you really want it to be a relationship that works out, because you can see that it's going to be very beneficial. The Page of Wands is just sort of verifying that and saying that you're really optimistic about this situation. You want to continue to move forward with it, and you have a really good feeling about it working out. However, the Two of Pentacles, you are almost at this point possibly kind of thumbing your nose at the situation. You are at this point moving forward regardless of what others are telling you about this. People may be friends, family, colleagues, whoever, may be sort of warning you about this energy that we've talked about before, that if you don't want to ruin the deal, or chase away the potential relationship here, that you need to be sure that you are including the needs and wants of the other individual, not just yourself. And you may be sort of disregarding that advice. You might just be saying, hey, I can do whatever I want. I've got this handled. I got this. Don't worry about it. I've got this. So you might want to just tone that back just a tiny little bit. You know, it's great that you're optimistic about the situation and that you believe that it's going to be a fulfilling situation for everybody, and you're excited about it, and that's great. But just don't get overly, I hate to use the word cocky, but that's what keeps coming into my head. You know, make sure that you are balancing both parties involved, and maybe using just a little bit of restraint. I mean, you're on solid ground here. You're on solid ground. But I'm seeing, you know, the boats in the background here. I'm looking at them, and they're just like all over the place. And there's just some crazy wild energy going on back there, and it's a storm. So it's almost as though you're ignoring the fact that there's this giant storm moving in, potentially. It may not come in, it may, but you're just sort of ignoring that possibility. So don't ignore that possibility. Make sure that you are aware that, you know, if things don't proceed in a manner that suits both people, both sides of this partnership or relationship, then it might end up washing out and just not working out. So Spirit, could you please give us clarification on the Seven of Cups here, the action position for Leo Group 1? Clarification on the action. Okay, so we got the Three of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. We got the Three of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles, or excuse me, the Knight of Pentacles is saying, take it slow. So we're kind of back to that again. Take it slow and steady, slow and steady. And the Three of Pentacles is saying work with all parties involved. And possibly open yourself up to some possibilities or a way of approaching this that you may not have seen before, and try and work within that. But definitely work with all parties involved. Listen to the people who are talking to you about what they feel might be a concern, or perhaps giving you some advice. And also certainly take into account the other individual in this relationship, and but work together harmoniously, and slow and steady wins the race. Okay, so Spirit, if you could please provide some clarification on the Eight of Cups and the Empress for us, please. Eight of Cups and Empress, clarification for Leo Group 1. The outcome for Leo Group 1. Clarification, please. Okay, so we got the Nine of Wands and we got the Justice card. So, clarification for this outcome here. The Nine of Wands, again, I think we're getting some caution here. The Nine of Wands is, you've made it through, you have succeeded, you're still standing, but you are kind of by yourself and you're a little beat up. So, but you still have resources. So again, I'm feeling like this is another cautionary card. I'm just getting a really strong feeling throughout this reading that you just really need to tune in to the other individual or individuals involved in this relationship. The other card that we got is the Justice card, and so the Justice card is kind of about balancing things out. So again, we're back to making sure that there's a balance between what you want and what everyone else wants, or what you want and what the other individual wants. So let's see if we can get a little more clarification on this. Spirit, could you provide a little bit more clarification for us, please, on this outcome position for Leo Group 1? More clarification on the outcome for Leo Group 1. So we got the Seven of Wands and we got the Ace of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is, what I'm getting from this card is that you are sort of feeling you may be feeling sort of outnumbered, or like everybody is trying to weigh in on this situation and they're trying to take over, and you feel like you're just trying to defend yourself in this situation. Yeah, you just kind of feel like everybody's coming at you, and you are, it's frustrating because you want this to be your you want this to be your victory. So I'm seeing you just sort of digging in your heels and really not listening to anybody and really not wanting anybody else's input. But that is not gaining you any ground. It is, you're just sort of, you're stuck. You're frustrated. You're stuck. You're just getting defensive, very, very defensive about the whole thing. Again, we need to go back to this, kind of stepping back from the situation. It's still you still have all of these resources that are yours. You've not lost that. No one has taken away from you what is rightfully yours. But you're feeling maybe some confusion, you're feeling some frustration. So really kind of just step back from the situation for a little bit, regain some strength. And that may be here what this Cups card is also speaking about. Step away a little bit from this emotional overload that you may be dealing with, and just kind of settle down. And then, the outcome here, the final card that we got for the outcome is the Ace of Wands, which is a beautiful, beautiful card to end on. This is saying that the outcome of this energy, of this situation, is going to be something that is going to propel you forward. It's going to be the start of a really, really great path, a really great accomplishment, something very potentially creative, something very fulfilling, something that just lights a fire. So, this is going to resolve itself in such a way that it'll end up being something really great. But there's just so much cautionary cards here saying, make sure that you're taking into account the other individual, making sure that the emotions are balanced for everybody, the needs of everyone is balanced. We've got a lot of pentacles in this reading, so this is going to be a very lucrative or fruitful relationship as well. So don't give up on this situation. It's going to be, it could potentially be fiery. It could be it could be frustrating at times. It could be really something that just lights a fire under you and is very just exciting and creative and great energy. But we need to balance things out so that it's not just all flash and energy and with no direction. So let's take a look at the oracle card that we pulled here for this group. Okay, so the card that we got is Evolution. Evolution, rejoice. Science tells us that we are made of the same stuff as the stars, yet our physical being is just a part of our journey. The cocoon is just a stage in the caterpillar's evolution to become a butterfly, shining like a stained glass starburst in the background of our journey, reminding us that all life is sacred. Every day we take our energy from Mother Earth for life. That is our agreement with the Great Spirit. Rejoice in the magical offering of your physical being and honor your senses. Feeling is the inspiration for sacred ceremony. Do not deny the enjoyment of your body experiences within the goodness of all that lives. Evil has no place here. So I think that this card is speaking of this unconscious energy here, this energy of letting something fall away that is no longer serving. Take some time to metamorph, to transform, to become. Let this drop away. balance everything out afterwards. I mean, when something like this drops away, and this is, whatever this is, it's huge. It's really huge, whatever it is that needs to drop away here. So when that happens, that's gonna, you know, that's gonna leave a big void. So that could be kind of where this energy of pushing too much, or being sort of becoming a little bit self-absorbed. That could be because once you drop this, whatever this is, and it could be, like I said, something that might be difficult to go through. You might be licking your wounds. You might be needing to heal. You might be feeling like, hey, it's my turn to get something good. But just don't rush into grabbing that good until you've had a chance to kind of fill this void. Take some time, let something good come into this place that it has been opened up by releasing whatever this is. And do that gently. And you know, this card and this card, they both speak of taking your time, going slowly, really learning who you are now, learning what you can do, and learning what's new about you. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully this speaks to you, and hopefully this situation turns out to be something really wonderful. And I think it will. I think it's going to be a relationship that will, you know, ultimately end up being a great starting point, a great stepping off point for a new, exciting, very fulfilling, wonderful relationship. So if this resonated for you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. If you feel inclined, I would be grateful if you click the like button, subscribe to my channel, click the bell button if you'd like to get notifications about new videos going up. But mostly I'm just grateful that you were here with me, and I hope you come back. Thank you so much. Hi, Group 2. This is your reading for Leo. Group 2, the Rutilated Quartz point, and the Dream Catchers. So let's start out, Spirit, by getting 1 or 2 cards, please, for the predominant energy that Leo Group 2 is dealing with right now, please. 1 or 2 cards for their predominant energy, Leo Group 2. This may not be the deck that we need. Let's give it one more try here. Nope, I'm not going to get cards from that one. So let's try this one. And I will let you know up front, Leo, this is a new deck. So we'll see what kind of messages we can get from this one. Spirit, 1 or 2 cards, please, for the predominant energy for Leo Group 2 right now. Okay, Leo. For your predominant energy, we got the Page of Cups. Page of Cups. So you're starting perhaps a new relationship, or at least a new situation that is emotionally fulfilling. Something that makes you happy, something that makes you joyful, something that you're excited about. So that would be the starting energy for us for Leo Group 2. So, Spirit, could you please give us 1 or 2 cards for Leo Group 2 with regard to a factor that may not be completely in their awareness that is affecting this situation? A subconscious or unconscious factor that is affecting the situation for Leo Group 2, please. 1 or 2 cards. Okay, Leo, we got the World. The World card. And the World is saying that this new energy, this sort of innocent, starting out energy that is dealing with some emotion for you is come about because of sort of coming full circle with something else. So I feel like you may be ending something else that's a fairly major step in your life. Perhaps you're retiring from a long-standing career. Maybe you're moving after having lived somewhere for a very long time. But something has kind of come full circle. It's played itself out. It's come to its natural completion, and now you're starting something new, and it's something that you're really excited about, something you're looking forward to. So, Spirit, could we please get 1 or 2 cards for Leo Group 2 with regard to a factor that is in their conscious awareness that is also affecting this situation? One or two cards, please, Spirit. Factor that Leo Group 2 is aware of. Okay. Okay, Leo Group 2. So we got the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is telling us that, my guess is that whatever it is that the world has, the conclusion that is coming, has to do perhaps with your job, or some sort of a money-making endeavor, or, well, I suppose it could deal with like selling a house again too, and maybe going on the road to travel. This is an energy of kind of nearing completion, or reaching, getting close to kind of a material fulfillment. You may at this point be a little bit focused on the money. You are in a place that is comfortable, perhaps even, fairly abundant. And that could be with regard to possessions or money or even family. But it's not ultimately where you would want to be, ideally. I mean, it's a good place to be. It's fine. It's as though, you've worked your whole life, you've made a good life for yourself, but it's not what you've always dreamed of necessarily, but it's very, very, it's very stable. It's a good place, but there's more. There could be more. And that is borne out in the Sun card here. There is, definitely something that would be your ultimate happiness that you're reaching for. You're at a good place now, but I feel like you're kind of, you're ending that, whatever got you to that place, whether it's retiring from a job or selling a home or whatever it is that this is. You are finishing this up, And you are setting out from that place where you are now to reach for your ultimate happiness, okay? So, Spirit, could you please give us 1 or 2 cards with regard to what action Leo Group 2 is guided to take at this moment? Okay. Okay, Leo Group 2. So we got the Chariot. So go for it. You are, you're stable, you are steady, you are ready, you are strong, you're at a really good place to move forward with this. So don't hesitate, go for it. You got this. So Spirit, could you please give us 1 or 2 cards with regard to the outcome of this situation for Leo Group 2? Okay, so we got the Empress. The Empress. So the Empress is very nurturing, very loving, very abundant. You know, this is saying that by setting off on whatever it is you're planning on doing, it's going to bring you to a place that feels very fulfilling, that feels very loving, that just gives you that warm glow. It's the outcome is really very lovely, but there's just a tiny little bit of warning here, potentially. Just kind of keep an eye on letting things go too far, or overspending, or just going hog wild. The Empress tends to really enjoy herself, love everyone around her, give, you know, just absolutely with no restraint, which is a beautiful way to be. But sometimes she can get a little overextended. So, you know, just have that kind of in the back of your mind. I think that that's a really small consideration with this reading. I think everything here is pointing to certainly just a really beautiful energy of setting out on a new adventure, and it becoming sort of what you've worked your whole life to get to this point, just so that you can enjoy yourself. So, you know, I think the Empress is saying that you are going to be enjoying yourself. You're really going to be loving this new energy. You're going to be loving this new adventure. Just make sure that you don't completely lose sight of not overextending yourself. But certainly, you know, we've got this reading is bracketed with major arcana cards that are really, really beautiful energy. We've got the World, we've got the Chariot, we've got the Sun, we've got the Empress. All of these things are saying, you know, move ahead and do it happily, and just enjoy yourself, and it's going to be wonderful and exciting and an adventure. And so, you know, beautiful, beautiful energy here for you. Let's see if we can get just a little clarification on some of this. Not that it really needs it. I think this is just a beautiful reading, but we'll see if we can get any additional readings here on any of these cards. So Spirit, could you please give us any clarification that we might need on the Page of Cups, please? Page of Cups for Leo Group 2. Any clarification on Leo Group 2, Page of Cups? Feeling like Spirit is saying, hey, what more do you want? But we'll give it a little bit more time here, see if we can get any clarification on the Page of Cups. Okay. So we got the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Cups. So again, you know, this is going to be something that is just really, really makes you very happy. It's going to be something that is just something really to look forward to, really to enjoy. But again, we have just this little niggle of don't get so wrapped up in having all of this wonderful stuff or all of this wonderful adventure that you overspend. You know, the Nine of Cups talks just a little bit about going a little too far, just not being aware of getting sort of caught up in the emotion of things. It is a good card. I don't want to overshadow that fact. It's a beautiful energy of happiness and joy and just really enjoying yourself. But again, there's just that little bit along, you know, with the similar energy of the Empress here that you just need to be sure that you don't overextend yourself while you're going through this just really wonderful fun time. So, Spirit, could we get any additional messages on the World card, please, for Leo Group 2? Additional messages on the World card for Leo Group 2. Well, not the whole deck. 1 or 2 cards would be great. Please. And thank you. Okay. So we got the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is all knights move forward. And they are all sort of all about the adventure and all about getting out there and doing stuff. But the Knight of Pentacles, of all 4 of the knights, is probably the slowest, steadiest mover of them all. So again, we're getting this message of, you know, just don't take off without considering, I shouldn't say that. Just don't go crazy. Don't go too crazy. You know, take your time with this, enjoy it, but be aware of you know, how things are progressing for you. Just don't let yourself get too wrapped up and don't let the situation run away with you. That's probably the best message from the Knight of Pentacles. Don't let the situation run away with you. He's with you. He's on board. This is going to be a great time. Everything's going to be wonderful. Just don't let it get away with you, okay? So, Spirit, could we have clarification on the Nine of Pentacles and the Sun, please, for Leo Group 2? Nine of Pentacles and the Sun card. Clarification for Leo Group 2. Okay, so we got the Hermit and the Queen of Pentacles. Hermit and the Queen of Pentacles. Again, we've got more Pentacles. So we're dealing with money again here. We got the Nine of Pentacles. We got the Queen. We got the King. Excuse me, the Knight. Yeah, so we've got some money thoughts going on here. You know, the Queen of Pentacles, she is very abundant. She is very happy to share. She is, again, it's just this wonderful energy of coming from a place of feeling like you are just fulfilled and happy and just celebrating your life. But again, she's paired with the Hermit card. So the Hermit is kind of a card of, in this case, I think the Hermit is a card of slowing down a little bit. And the Hermit is always talking about shedding light into dark places. So I keep going back to this idea that just be aware. You know, I don't want it to be in the forefront. I don't want it to be a huge concern. I just want you to have just a little thought in the back of your mind, just to keep an eye on you know, that things don't get out of hand, that you don't end up in a bad situation from overspending or from overextending yourself. I mean, it could even be, you know, physically, that sort of thing, or just finding yourself in a place that you didn't intend to be, getting stuck somewhere. You know, just there's just the tiniest little bit in this entire reading of sort of protecting against overindulgence. But I honestly, I don't want to put any sort of a damper on the rest of this, because this is just an amazingly fun energy. Just, you know, don't end up with regrets because you didn't, you know, sort of in the back of your mind say, hey, you know, let's not completely go hog wild here. So Spirit, can we please get some additional clarification on the Chariot for Leo Group 2, please? All right. So we got the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. So the start of, again, we're back to material wealth, to, you know, material things. And the aces talk about the start of a journey. But Pentacles also talk about kind of, they're the most solid, slow energy of all the cards. They deal with, you know, physical stuff. And so, again, the ace, this is, you know, I think that the ace is saying that by tempering this a little bit, by maybe going a little bit slower, by really taking your time and savoring this situation, really, really letting it sink in, that it's going to end up being a much broader and deeper and more beautiful situation. You know, just this path is going to really develop over time and be lasting by, you know, really taking your time and just kind of savoring all of the energy of this. The Four of Swords is talking about that as well. The Four of Swords talks about slowing down, taking time. You know, oftentimes the Four of Swords is about healing and just sort of stepping back. But in this case, I think that this is just saying, just take your time, really, really let everything sink in. As you're going through this, it will bring greater enjoyment that way, as well as, you know, sort of maybe protecting against getting to the, you know, getting on down the road and having run out of money, or having run out of energy, or, you know, something like that. The Moon card here is just saying, you know, use your intuition about this. Don't fret about it. Don't worry about it. Don't ruminate over it. Just when you're in the midst of celebrating or on the road, you know, heading to wherever you're heading, or whatever it is that you're doing, the celebratory energy that's going on here, use your intuition. When you get that gut feeling, hey, you know, it's probably time to rein it in for the night. Let's call it for the evening. It's been a great time, but let's not go overboard. When you get that feeling, when you get, you know, just that little niggle in the back of your mind, or kind of that gut feeling, go with it. Heed your intuition is what this card is telling us to do here. So Spirit, could you please give us just a little bit more clarification, please, on the Empress, the outcome position for Leo Group 2. All right. Got the Two of Wands. We got the Five of Cups. We got the Sun again. And we got the Five of Swords. Okay, so the Five of Cups and the Five of Swords are energy of kind of getting stuck. The Five of Swords is getting, well, both of them, getting stuck in your emotions and getting stuck in kind of thoughts and, you know, kind of trapping yourself, getting lost in your emotions, or getting lost in your thoughts, getting too wrapped up in your thoughts, or getting just trapped in your thoughts. So, and then the Two of Wands along with this, the Two of Wands is saying, you know, if there was an inclination to, and please forgive me if I put this thought in your head, to get too wrapped up in worrying about things. The Two of Wands is saying you have the capability, you have things under control. You absolutely have things under control, and you have whatever you need to make any decisions that you need to make, and to move forward with this. You are balanced, you are protected, you are in control. And again, we got the Sun card. This is going to be a time of great, great, great happiness for you. So this is just an amazing reading. I'm really, really happy for you. Let's take a look at the Oracle card that I pulled at the beginning. And this one is the Oracle of Vision. Heaven is where you find it. So it says, the question is no longer how did I get here and why, but where do we go and how? We're placed on the path of life to experience, interact with, and be challenged by its dangers. Paradise is not a place, but a state of mind. We must heed the advice to stop and smell the roses, for it's possible that in our fervor to search for the elusive, we sacrifice our Garden of Eden for one tree. It's not so much in what you see, but the way in which you see it. Are you flying above your life, unaware of your true reality? The feathers you hold are not your own. They are a gift that must be returned one day. Like the dream catcher and the medicine wheel, they hold change. New colors become brilliant and luminous as you journey, and you wear the feather of distinction, the mark of a seasoned, soulful traveler. Your hands reach out to hold back illusion. Heaven is before you. Your dreams are coming true. So again, this is just pretty much the exact same message that we've been talking about this whole time. You know, set out after your vision, but be sure that you stop and smell the roses. Take things, take time with things. Take time to enjoy everything as it comes. This isn't an urgent journey. This isn't an urgent path that you set out on here. The enjoyment comes in the Sun card, this wonderful happiness, this gratitude, this comes in enjoying the moment as it happens, not rushing to get to the end, but just enjoying every moment. So beautiful, beautiful reading, Leo Group 2. I hope that this resonated with you. If it did, I would love to hear your comments. Click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell button if you'd like to get notifications when new videos go up. But most of all, I am just grateful that you're here with me, and I hope that this message resonated with you. I really do. This is a beautiful reading, and thank you so much for being here with me. Hi, Leo Group 3. This is your reading. This is the yellow Jasper reading, the crow. And let's start off with Spirit. Could you please provide 1 or 2 cards for the predominant energies for Leo Group 3 right now? Predominant energies for Leo Group 3. Okay, the card that we got is the Emperor card, So you are in a position of power right now. but it is power, maybe not power, but you are very, yeah, you're powerful. You're powerful and you are enjoying it. You're kind of basking in that, and you are, largely this power comes from the support that you receive from those around you, because you are just a very loving, kind individual as well. And you are a very confident individual. And so there are people who just gravitate towards you. In fact, most people gravitate towards you. And you are just really enjoying being in this space right now, and being able to provide whatever it is you provide for all of those who are in your life. So Spirit, could we have 1 or 2 cards, please, for the energy of an unconscious or subconscious factor, a factor that's not entirely in the awareness of Leo Group 3 that is affecting this situation for them? A factor not in their direct awareness. Okay. So we got the Hermit card, the Hermit. So with the energy of the Emperor and a subconscious factor of the Hermit, I'm feeling like there's going to be something coming up that is going to cause you some confusion. It's going to be a situation that you're not quite sure how to handle. And it's going to kind of stop you in your tracks. I feel with both of these being major arcana cards, it's going to be something that's fairly significant. Let's get some additional information. Spirit, could you please give us 1 or 2 cards for regarding a factor that Leo Group 3 is aware of that is affecting this situation as well? Okay, well, okay, so we actually got 3 cards. The first card we got was the 7 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Pentacles this card is speaking of putting a lot of energy into something and not having it pan out. So I feel like whatever the situation is that's going to kind of throw you for a loop, it's going to sort of dampen this energy of feeling powerful and feeling in control. We also have the 5 of Wands, which is kind of a similar message here. This is gonna be something that's going to make you feel like it's kind of unfair. You've worked hard, and whatever this is just kind of is coming out of the blue, and it's going to make you feel like something's been taken away from you. Or could be taken away from you. With the 2 of Pentacles, I think it's a feeling more that something could be taken away from you. You might feel like there's something that you might stand to lose that sort of came out of nowhere. And with this being the 2 of Pentacles, it may be something that is monetary. It could be that you might have a big expense that suddenly comes up. And with the 5 of Wands, I'm almost feeling like this might be some sort of a medical issue, something that saps your energy. So I'm wondering if that might be, and going back to the Hermit, this also looks, it could be something that's really going to sap your energy. It could be a sickness. It could be just something that requires a lot of your energy to fix or to deal with. But I'm really getting a feeling from this 5 of Wands, I'm really getting a feeling that it might be a medical issue, at least for some of you. So, Spirit, could you please give us 1 or 2 cards with regard to the action that Leo Group 3 may be called to take? The action for Leo Group 3, please. Okay. So the card that we got is the Ace of Wands. So the feeling that I'm getting from this card is that the action that you need to take is just to deal with this. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. Take some action like day one. Just act on this. Move forward. Don't sit and ponder this. Don't get caught up in your emotions. Your best course of action is just that. It's action, just action. So whatever it is that the situation is, you know, you may be getting some advice from someone with regard to steps that you need to take. For instance, if this is a medical issue, this might be a doctor saying, you know, this is what we need to do. This card is saying, you know, don't wait too long. Don't sit on this. Do take action. Take action is the message from that card. So Spirit, could we get 1 or 2 cards, please, with regard to a message of what the outcome for Leo Group 3 might be? The outcome for Leo Group 3, please. Okay, so we got the 5 of Swords and the Princess of Wands. So again, the Princess of Wands deals with moving ahead forcefully. But the 5 of Swords is an energy of feeling stuck. So this is kind of a conflicting message here. And perhaps this is saying that you may not feel like you are making any gains. You may not feel like the situation is resolving. You might very much feel like, you might very much think that the situation is something in which you are becoming stuck. You might be feeling defeated. You might be feeling like you just want to give up. But the Princess of Wands is telling us that there actually is strong movement taking place. There's strong action. This may even be, I'm feeling like this action is perhaps what is putting you in this situation here. That this action might be something that is really kind of wearing you out. It could be sapping all of your energy. It could be utilizing all of your energy. It could just be a really, really hard thing that you're going through. And so it's making you feel like, it's making you think that you're defeated in this, that it just may not be worth the fight. But this card is saying that you are making great strides. It is worth the fight. It may be a really tough battle, but it is, the outcome is that you are making progress. You are moving forward. So let's get some clarification on some of this. Spirit, let's see. Let's see what cards we want to use here. Okay, Spirit, could you please give us some additional clarification on the Emperor card here for Leo Group 3? Clarification on the Emperor card. Okay, the clarification card that we got is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands says that you are a strong individual. This is verifying this powerful energy that you have here with the Emperor. This is an individual who kind of has put themselves in a position that the world is open to them. They are in a position where they can pretty much seize the day. Whatever they need, they have the power and they have the willpower to take control of whatever it is that they need, to take a hold and utilize whatever it is that's going to benefit them. That this energy of you, Leo, is that you indeed, even though the situation may seem grim, you have this power. You are this powerful. And this is saying that whatever's out there that you feel like you need, you can grab it and you can utilize it. You are that strong. You are that powerful. So, Spirit, could we please get some additional clarification for the Hermit for Leo Group 3, please? Leo Group 3, clarification on the Hermit. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles is what we got here. Knights are about moving forward, but the Knight of Pentacles is someone who... The Knight of Pentacles typically is someone who moves forward more slowly. This particular Knight is reveling in the fact that he has abundance. I think with the Hermit talking about bringing to light a new situation, and this Knight of Pentacles celebrating his wealth, this situation may be something that is going to bring that wealth into question or under duress. So I'm wondering if some budgeting is in order, or if some very frugal use of money is in order right now. Let's get some additional clarification on that. Spirit, could we please get some more clarification for the Knight of Pentacles and the Hermit, please? For Leo Group 3. Clarification of the Knight of Pentacles and the Hermit, please. Okay, we got the Empress. So with regard to these cards, and this being a clarifier for those cards, again, I am getting the message that there is going to need to be some frugality involved with dealing with this situation, whatever this hidden situation is from you right now. It's going to require careful use of money and not overextending yourself. In particular with the realm of money, but it could also deal with not overextending yourself emotionally or even physically. But I'm feeling more like this might be a monetary issue, although certainly with Pentacles, physical health-wise can come into play as well. So I think that this is just, in addition to uncovering something that you're not aware of here, it's also saying that you may need to pull back, sort of pull back from the situation, or pull back from throwing everything at this situation. Just be careful, be cautious, take some time with this, or take some care. Not necessarily, you may not have as much time as you'd like to stop and ponder this whole situation, but you still will want to be careful with your resources, I think is what this is saying for us. So Spirit, could you please give us some additional clarification for these cards here, the Two of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, with regard to Leo Group 3, the factor that they are aware of. Okay, so we got the Magician. The Magician typically talks about your ability to deal with anything, really, that you have the capability. And so I think, you know, this is going back here again to this Emperor and Two of Wands energy, that you are a very powerful individual, you're a very capable individual. So when it comes to this energy over here of sort of getting the pins knocked out from under you with whatever this situation turns out to be, that, you know, you're feeling like you don't deserve this, you're feeling like this is unfair. I think this is saying, you know, we need to just call in this energy of the Magician, to remind you again that you are this capable individual, even though this kind of came out of the blue, and you're not quite sure how to deal with it. This feels like something you've never really had to deal with before, a different energy than you've dealt with in the past. So it's kind of confusing at this point. It's kind of leaving you a bit in the dark over here. But this card is saying that you have the capability. Just draw from your resources. Fall back on, you know, whatever you've handled in the past, even though it was a different situation, you've always been able to handle it. And you have called in various resources to be able to handle that. And the Magician is saying that you have all of these resources. You're very capable in a lot of realms. You're capable with your emotions, you're capable with your money, you're capable with your ideas, and you're capable with your action. So even though you may not be able to specifically know how to deal with the situation or feel how to deal with the situation, in general, you've got these tools. So, you know, don't lose sight of that fact. So Spirit, could you please give us some additional clarification on the Ace of Wands here in the action position for Leo Group 3? Okay, so we got the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is saying you need to think about this differently. Whatever the situation is, and you will need to act, you're going to need to act on it. Your best course of action is to think differently about the situation than you've ever. The way you would normally work through something in the past is probably not going to work for this particular situation. So you're going to need to shift your thought patterns. You're going to need to shift the way you approach this to gain more clarity of it. So this is going to be a new way of thinking for you. This is going to be potentially a new way of communicating for you. You're going to need to be able to go with that. It's going to feel uncomfortable initially. It might be feeling kind of restrictive, but it's what is needed right now. It's very much needed that you while you take this action, you're going to have to learn to communicate and think differently than you have before. So get ready to shift that part of the way you're dealing with this, whatever the situation is. So, Spirit, could we please get some clarification on the Five of Swords and the Princess of Wands for Leo Group 3, please? The outcome card for Leo Group 3, outcome situation. Can we please have some additional clarification for that? Okay, so we got the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is saying you're going to do whatever needs to get done. You are going to handle this just fine. You're going to move forward, and you're going to do it in your usual powerful way. You're going to take control of the situation. You're going to make it work for you, basically. You're going to, whatever needs to be done, you're going to do it. And it will, you will end up ultimately taking control of this situation. You're going to fight it. You're going to meet it head on, and you are going to triumph in whatever the situation is. So you've got this. It may not be easy, and there may be some moments that you don't feel like you've got this, but you do. The Knight of Wands as well as the Princess of Wands, basically the same energy here. This is going to work itself out. It's going to end up fine, but just kind of be aware that this energy is coming. Let's take a look at the Oracle card that we got for you. The card says giveaway. You break it, you bought it. For every action you take, there's a reaction, a cost that must be measured with balance and a replacement. Where your world is concerned, the action must measure the fragility of the item and the realization that there is only one, unique and irreplaceable. When we are young, we often go to the big pawn shops in the sky, and we trade something priceless for what we think we want. Years later, it's common to go back when we're desperately in need of whatever we gave away to see if we can get it back. But it was so long ago and forever. We lose family, talents, loves, and ideals in this great exchange. We don't think about how selling out eventually breaks us into pieces. On the other hand, if what you sold could be redeemed, who would be the redeemer? If the cost is a broken you, is the redemption a restored you? Is it possible that you've been whole all along but lacked the loving eyes to see it? So I think this card is talking about how you really, where you are now is feeling very whole, it's feeling very powerful, but there may be something that comes along and steals that from you. You may subconsciously have given up something already. You may have been overlooking, maybe you've been overlooking a health concern. Maybe you've been overlooking where you put your money, where you invest, what you have. Maybe you've been overlooking a relationship issue. You're feeling very whole. You're feeling very powerful right now. but there may have been a time way back when that there were some sacrifices that were made or something that was given up, and now it may come back. It might come back to haunt you a little bit now. What this card is saying that you can get from this situation is that even though you feel like there's something that has taken something from you, perhaps right now suddenly, as you work your way through this situation and kind of look at things differently, you're going to come to realize that whatever piece you thought you lost is just a new beginning of something new, or sort of a healing of a place that suddenly seemed like it was broken, but it's not. It's just different. It's just a different way of doing things, a different way of looking at things, and it's a way that you can come back to this wholeness. You can come back to being this whole individual by going through this process and actually coming to a place where you're complete again, and perhaps even more complete, more whole, because you will come to realize through this situation that you can face things that you've not faced before, and come out fine in the end and come out well. So I hope that this reading was helpful to you. If it does resonate, I would love to hear comments from you on this. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, click the bell button if you'd like to get notifications when new videos come up. But most of all, I'm very grateful that you're here with me. And thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope you come back, and I hope that all is well. So thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye-bye.